Hello and welcome to Enjoy English School. I'm Stevie.
I'm Betty.
Now, today we are looking at part 2 of our Just So You Know lesson. And remember, this is our unit for this month that is all in English. This is the first time I've done all English with no Chinese.
Are you nervous a little bit?
No, but it's hard because I want to add things in Chinese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you want to be in my role?
No, I kind of want to just, you know how I usually throw in a little
have Chinese, have English.
Yeah.
Right.
It's weird not doing that.
So it's going to be more weird for me not to be able to, right?
So in today's lesson, this is part 2 of our lesson, Eating with Your Eyes. We're talking about food stylists, people who they go and they make food look really great for photographers or for pictures, for restaurants, for their menus, for their online presentation, maybe even for their Facebook or Instagram or, you know, the Uber Eats or Food Panda page or whatever eating apps, right? So food stylists make this food look great, but it takes a lot of skill and you have to have a talent for it.
Right, that's true. Anything that has to do with arts requires some sort of talent.
You have to have some sort of talent. Even good photography, you have to have a talent for it. There are skills you can learn, but there are also some things like just having a feel for taking the picture in the right light.
And arrange things.
Yeah, the right angle, how to make things look good. So different people have different skills.
Eating with your eyes. Restaurants may assume that having a good chef to ensure food quality will lead customers to share photos of their dishes on social media. These photos will, in turn, be good for business. In truth, chefs and food stylists have very different goals. Chefs and food stylists are both aware of food presentation. However, chefs focus on the taste of the food that they prepare. When food stylists are working, they don't have to think about how the food tastes. Their main concern is whether or not it looks good. The art of food styling is not limited to traditional photography. Some stylists work with photographers to take amazing pictures of food for cookbooks, restaurant menus, and even food packages. Others focus on making meals that look real enough to eat for movies and TV shows, even with all the filming going on. There are even food stylists who work for social media. They create trendy and eye-catching dishes that are perfect for grabbing attention online. If you happen to need photos or videos of your food, consider hiring a food stylist to bring them to the next level.
All right, so yesterday we ended by saying that these food stylists have to have a lot of different skills. And, you know, keeping food looking fresh and looking beautiful, and because that is really important when you're doing a photo shoot for a restaurant if you want to attract or bring in customers. So today, looking at the next paragraph, we're halfway in the article. Right? So restaurants may assume that having a good chef to ensure food quality will lead customers to share photos of their dishes on social media. So here, we're saying that restaurants may assume. When you assume something, then you just think this is true.
Right, while it's often case not true.
It might not be true. Right. So when you assume something, you think this is true. You may be wrong. Restaurants might think or assume that having a good chef to prepare the food, to make sure the food is good, to ensure or to make sure food quality is good. They may think that this will lead customers to share photos of their dishes on social media. Because now what does everybody do? You go to a restaurant, you get your food, you take a picture, especially if it looks good.
Right.
Right? If it looks great. But these photos, these pictures will in turn be good for business. So when we say these photos will in turn, this is kind of saying it's continuing. So restaurants think that having a good chef to make sure the food quality is great so that people will take good pictures so that we will have good business because people will see these pictures online. So these photos in turn, it kind of just connects it all.
Because of that.
Yeah.
Right? What happened in the beginning.
Right. In turn, like it turning around, it's because of this.
And then the next step.
You're right. So in truth, okay, the truth is, in truth, chefs and food stylists have very different goals.
So they're different professions.
Yeah.
Different
They're
professions.
different professions, they're different goals. Of course, chefs want to make sure the food looks nice.
Right.
Right? But what's the main goal? It tastes good and it looks good. All right. But we're going to learn a little bit more about the difference in these in the next paragraph right after this quick break. Okay, so looking at the next paragraph, chefs and food stylists are both aware of food presentation. So, yeah, of course, the chef wants their food to look good.
Right.
They are aware. They know about this. Okay, I'm aware of this. I understand this. I know this. That food has to look good.
Right.
It needs to look good. And of course, food stylists know that food needs to look good for pictures. So they're both aware of this. They both know this.
So here we're pointing out the similarity and also the word presentation. Basically, we talked about present yesterday, right? That means show. And presentation means appearance, right? How you arrange things, put it on a plate.
That was a good point. Food presentation, how it looks on the plate. So you present it, and now it's your presentation.
Right.
Just like when you do a talk or a speech in school, you know, you present your speech, and we call that your presentation.
Right.
Yeah, what you showed or what you did. So chefs and food stylists, they both want it to look good. However, chefs focus on the taste of the food that they prepare. So a chef, it has to look good, but of course, they focus on, this is the main point. It can't just look good and taste bad.
Right.
It has to taste, if it looks that good, it has to taste that good.
So taste comes first.
Yeah.
For chefs.
Yes, taste definitely comes first, and you make it look great. Well, when it's of all the food that they prepare, that's the main goal, is to have it taste great.
Right.
When food stylists are working, they don't have to think about how the food tastes. Maybe they don't even care.
Right.
Their main concern, the biggest thing they're worried about or thinking about, the main idea here is whether or not it looks good. It can taste terrible. Like I said, sometimes they use, weird things like fingernail polish and, to make food look good. They don't care if it tastes good. They don't care if you can't eat it. It has to look good for the picture.
Right.
Kind of like a lot of Instagram models. Just kidding.
That's gonna be a little bit offensive to some people.
No, I mean people that on Instagram that are totally fake. They use the fake filters. They use the fake background. Say, oh look, it's me in Hawaii. I look great. Oh my gosh, I'm having such a great time. And they never left, their home.
Just like
yeah. So they can be offended. They're still fake.
Right. So we're talking about the presentation of food. Of course, it's for like business purposes.
Yeah,
right.
It's for business purposes. Yeah, you notice I didn't put them down.
I noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't say they're
other
bad.
Other people noticed that?
I just said they're fake.
Because probably they're promoting product,
it's a
right?
presentation, right? It's how you look, okay? And the chefs care about how you taste. Well, not you, but how the food tastes. So a little bit of a difference there.
Right.
Now we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk about the art of food styling. Okay, looking at the last paragraph of our article, the art of food styling is not limited to traditional photography. Okay, so we said yesterday it was, part art, part food. So the art of food styling, yeah, it is an art, is not limited to traditional photography. When we talk about traditional photography, I think we're talking about, a photographer, taking pictures for advertisements or but it's not limited to that, which means it can be much more than that. So it's not limited to traditional photography. And photography is just taking pictures, all right? Some stylists work with photographers to take amazing pictures of food for cookbooks, restaurant menus, and even food packages. Okay, the package of food, which we call packaging. It's package, I-N-G, right? A lot of packaging has pictures of food.
Right.
Yeah, so some stylists work with photographers to take pictures for these types of things, cookbooks, menus, food packaging. Others focus on making meals that look real enough to eat for movies and TV shows, even with all the filming going on. So they focus on making meals that look real enough to eat. Did they say they're real?
So it's not real, right?
It's not real, but it looks real enough to eat for movies and TV shows. Even with all the filming going on, this means it looks real even while they're filming it.
Right. Because sometimes you probably have a close-up shot.
Right.
Right, in which you need
a close-up shot, and it has to look real still. So, yeah. Think about a movie, like in Western movies, they have the big Thanksgiving meal, a holiday meal where they have a giant turkey. And the turkey, of course, always looks perfect, right? It's perfectly beautiful. And, there's the perfect looking pie and the perfect looking vegetable dishes and salads and desserts. And now some of those, because there are some of those that they will actually eat on set. Those are real food. And they do work on that as well. But we're also talking about foods that are for, just to look great while they're sitting there. So they look perfect no matter what.
Or sometimes when they do need to do movements with the food, right? Have a food fight. You can't take real food and have a fight. Of course, you can do it.
You can, but it's not what you think. A lot of times people grab food on a plate and throw it.
Right.
But what they are actually throwing is probably not what was just on the plate.
Right.
It could be, but that doesn't always look as good for the camera shot. Like when salad has a lot of fresh vegetables.
Right.
Well, when they if they just pick up salad and throw it, and I know this because I did this for a film.
You were on set?
I was on set. If you just pick up salad and throw it at somebody, it
couldn't fly far.
It doesn't look very dramatic. And so the way it's thrown, they might take 10 shots to just get the one perfect looking shot that looks funny.
Okay.
Or where the food and the sauce landed in the perfect area. You know? So yeah. But they make food that looks real enough to eat for movies and TV shows, even while all the filming is going on. There are even food stylists who work for social media.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
So it's not just cooking now and saying, oh, I went to this beautiful restaurant. It's making this dish look absolutely beautiful. Maybe for somebody's recipe video.
Right.
Maybe, food stylists, they're all over now. Because social media, it doesn't matter. Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok. Everyone wants to, it always has to look beautiful or funny or scary, or it has to have a certain look that attracts people's attention. So they create, these food stylists who work for social media, they create trendy, which means like popular for right now.
Right.
This is the new trend. It's trending. It's trendy. It means it's popular right now. They create trendy and eye-catching dishes that are perfect for grabbing attention online. So trendy and eye-catching. I mean, when we say eye-catching, it means it made you look.
Right.
You saw it and you went, oh. Like if I see you watching a video on Instagram on your phone, maybe I don't notice, but I see something that looks funny. So I look, what was that? Same thing with good food.
Right.
So it has to be trendy and eye-catching, that it's perfect for grabbing your attention. It just, takes you and makes you look. A lot of things do that now online. Yeah. So, in fact, there are some things that do that. They grab your attention on purpose, but it might not be what you think it is.
You mean like clickbait?
That's what I'm talking about. We call that clickbait. So you see a picture of, this is some beautiful looking dish, food. And then you click on a video and start watching it and you're like, what is this? What are they?
It has a different content that you were expecting.
Or it's not as good as you thought. So we call that clickbait. All right. CLICK, because click. You click with your mouse on a computer. Click, click, click. And bait means like fish bait.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, here's a worm.
Like fish food? You put them in when you were fishing.
Yeah, when you're fishing, the food that you're using to catch the fish is called bait, B-A-I-T. So clickbait means, look, I have something funny. Look here. Oh, okay, I want it. So you click. Clickbait. So they do the same thing, kind of, for some things.
Right.
So if you happen to need, just means if by chance, you need photos or videos of your food, think about hiring a food stylist to bring them to the next level. Or you can just call me. I'm really good with food. I'm not a food stylist, but I take good food pictures.
How much are you going to charge the viewers?
Oh, I work by case. I'm so expensive.
Don't contact him.
So a food stylist. These are also the people, remember, this is what I think in my head when I think of food stylist. Again, it's the burger, the hamburger that I keep talking about. Because in the advertisements, it's like clickbait. You see this beautiful looking hamburger. It's got, lettuce and tomato and maybe some purple onion in it. looks like a juicy, thick hamburger with cheese and a perfect looking bread bun. And it just, you look at it and you go, oh, I want a hamburger now. And then you order the hamburger from many places. Some places it does look like that when you order it.
Examples?
It's amazing.
Can you think of any examples?
I can, but I shouldn't give restaurant names.
Oh, okay.
But some of not the cheap ones, not the fast food.
You can imagine
some of the expensive restaurants, they have good-looking burgers.
But they sell expensive burgers.
But yeah, they're expensive. But the fast food burger that looks so amazing, and then you get it, and it looks like it's this big, and then you get it in the package, and it's this big. You know, it's like this, and it's all mashed together. And you open it up, and the cheese, it's all sticky, and you know, and you're like, okay, fine, and you eat it anyway.
You don't get that whole lettuce, right? Do you know what I'm talking about? You get shredded lettuce.
Yeah, you get. It doesn't look like the picture,
right?
But we saw the picture. It made us hungry, and we know when you eat at fast food places, you know you're going to get that, right?
Based on the price.
Yeah,
it's reasonable,
right? But we still buy it, even though the picture looks like that, and the burger looks like, okay. We still buy it because the picture caught us,
and I think we should give the credit to food
stylists,
right?
Yeah, food stylists and amazing photographers. I wonder if I can find somebody without a filter that will like make me look skinny and hot like a 25-year-old swim model.
Photoshop yourself. Yeah. You're pretty good at taking photos.
Probably have to use Photoshop. I don't think any photographer could do that.
Find the right angle.
Yeah. All right. That's all our time for today. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.